Nakakahiya nga gumawa ng vlog. Hello, silingan kapitbahay neighborhood. Welcome to the vlog episode number 2 of my sister and my brother-in-law house construction here in the Philippines. Hello, silingan. I am Rene Cabrera, ang totoong Raul.
Baby ko si Kulot, inaalis ng aking lungkot.
A new vlogger here, and I'm looking forward for your full support. And also don't forget to click the like, subscribe, and turn the notification bell button on so that you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let's go! This vlog episode number 2 was intended to show you how we make this. Yes, behind me, those are columns, and how we make this. The tie beams. Disclaimer, I'm not professional in building a house, but I did some research for specific terms para mas aware kayo. Content ko to, huwag kayong ano dyan. This house are composed of 9 tie beams and 17 posts.
So let's start with the post or column. It is a vertical member which transfers loads of structure from beam and slab to the foundation. Also, columns are very important components of structure, whereas failure of columns results in the collapse of the building. In terms of footing, they use a hook type. Hooks are provided to resist seismic movement and to keep longitudinal or column steel bars in position and hold steel tightly. In making a column, this one is used and called as steel tie to hold the longitudinal bars in position in the forms while the concrete is being placed. They also use binding wires, which is extensively used in the construction sector for tying the rebars at the junctions or joints so as to keep the structure intact. While other workers are busy constructing the column, someone must dig the hole for the post, and digging the soil out to a depth of 150 cm is required. Following the excavation, the footing will be the first to be installed, with special attention paid to ensuring proper placement. The entire column is then placed on the excavated area where the footing is situated. While the column is being aligned, it must be secured with binding wires to ensure that it does not fall off, while others connect supports to hold the column in place. If the column is properly installed, a cement, gravel, and sand mixture will be poured until the appropriate 30 cm slab thickness is acquired and allow it to dry overnight. On this part, kailangan na muna nilang buhusan ng cement yung bottom area ng column. Dahil hindi daw nila pwedeng buhusan yung entire column dahil meron pa silang ilalagay na tie beam. And tie beam is a horizontal beam that serves to prevent two other structural members from separating. Also, it connects two or more than two columns and makes a structure as a frame. The only difference of tie beam is that you have to attach it manually between two columns. Also have to make sure that everything is in place before you attach the other parts. So by the way, in terms of tie beam, stirrup ang tawag sa mga bended metal bars. Kung sa column, steel tie ang tawag sa kanila. They tie the stirrups and iron bars with bending wires just like columns to ensure that the iron bars remained intact. After securing all the tie beams with stirrups, phenolic board was used as formworks because of their moisture and water resistance. On this part, they're going to attach phenolic board or the formworks on both sides and securing all them together with a specific measurement na kailangan nilang ikabit dun sa bawat gilid as for tie beams. Yan, sinisecure na nila this part. Pag okay na yung formworks, ikakabit na agad nila yun sa bawat gilid ng tie beams. Yan. sinisecure nila yan. Pero, kailangan pa rin i-measure yung distance ng dalawang formworks. After ma-securing a specific measurement and distance, yan, ikakabit na nila both sides yung mga formworks. And sinisecure nila na enough yung distance ng magiging cement ng tie beam. Ganyan. So by the way, this one was the other side of the tie beam. Yeah. Pero yung kabila nito, natuyo na. Pero ito, on the other day, ginawa na naman nila yung tie beams. Then, they are now attaching the form works. And also, they are securing both sides para iwas leaking.
After they attach the formworks,
It will then subjected to pouring with cement. And according to Kay Opling, concrete should be poured continuously close to its final position to keep the concrete quality intact. And pour each batch against the previous one to avoid excessive horizontal movement of concrete. Otherwise, concrete segregation would occur. The formworks must be removed the next morning after an overnight dry. So, this is the reason kaya hindi kailangan muna talaga na buhusan agad yung poste or the column. Kasi nga, yon isisingit pa yung tie beam. So, they started concreting the column after the tie beams had hardened by first attaching the formworks and locking it with bolts to ensure that no concrete would leak. Kaya Opling yung magbabarena and then si tatay naman yung magsisecure ng bolt. Sisiguraduhin niya na both sides are intact. Ayan, so side to side na sinisecure yan to avoid the leaking of concrete. After installing the formworks, they will start mixing the gravel, sand, and the cement. And after the mixture, ayan, ibubuhos siya dun sa tabla. Following the installation of formworks, it will be filled with concrete mixture and allowed to dry until the next day. The formworks will be appropriately removed if the posts have dried sufficiently. And also, they're gonna remove that formworks properly para iwas gas-gas din. Yan. Iniingatan din nila yan. So yung pagbubuhos, ginagawa yan like in the afternoon and then iiwan siya ng buong gabi. Then right in the morning, yun, tatanggalin na yung formworks. Then tuyo na siya. That includes our episode 2, the tie beam and the posts. Thank you guys for all watching. See you on the episode 3. Bye!
Baby, ko